Hello and welcome to my League One Game Week 17 predictions after the international breaks games at the weekend where there's only 5 taking place. Most teams return, or all teams return, back to action this weekend. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you do like these prediction videos, League One prediction videos. Yeah, let's just dive straight into my League One Game Week 17 predictions. First up is Peterborough United taking on Stockport County then on Thursday night under the lights on Sky. This can be a bit of a chilly one for the players, I would imagine, with the current forecast in the UK with snow and all that, whatever going on in there as well. Peterborough did win their last match away at Crawley. That was in the Virtue Trophy. Was it last night, the other night? Or was it last week? It was last week, wasn't it? 5-0 win for Peterborough over Wimbledon. Good side, 5-0 home win for them in that one. Luke Williams finally kicking into gear for his Peterborough side in this one. Stockport did draw at home to Wigan last time out. That was in the Virtue Trophy as well. They did lose at home to Luton. Bit of a shock defeat in that one. They did beat Stockport. They beaten Tramon. They haven't beaten themselves. They beat Port Vale. They beat Exeter of recent times. Head-to-head record looks like this last season was a 2-1 home win for Stockport over Peterborough, 1-1 draw back on Friday the 18th of April earlier this year. Stockport doing okay in the table at the moment, currently do sit top of the table, absolutely flying at the moment. Their home form isn't great, their away form has been top tier this time around. They do come up against Luke Williams' Peterborough, though, who is starting to get a bit of a new manager bounce going. I am going to back Stockport County, though, for a nice 2-1 away victory in this one over Peterborough. And, yeah, I can just see Stockport going over the line in this one, despite Luke Williams walking through the door as new manager at Peterborough United. So, yeah, 2-1 Stockport in this one. 12:30 kickoffs now, then, and Exeter versus Burton is the first one. Absolute classic at 12:30, this one. Not Exeter sit 20th, just 2 points outside the relegation zone at the moment, with teams lurking in and around them, getting ready to pick up points. I'm looking at Blackpool. I'm looking at Peterborough, and I'm looking at Plymouth if they can sort their issues out. Burton themselves up to 12th in the table. Good win at the weekend over Blackpool. Good solid home form for them. Exeter currently 17th in the league at the moment on home form, not away form. Burton very, very good away from home. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Burton went and won this. Last time they did play was a 0-0 draw. 2-1 away. Exeter win at Burton last time out. 5 wins for Exeter, 3 draws, 5 wins for Burton. Burton on some fine form under Gary Bowyer at the moment. Exeter did lose away at Leyton Orient at the weekend. I am going to back Burton in this one for a 1-0 away victory. I think they're really riding some form at the moment, are Burton Albion, and yeah, I can just see them beating Exeter by a goal to nil in this one at St James's Park. So yeah, Burton to win by a goal to nil over Exeter. Battle of the Peas at 12:30, where Port Vale take on Plymouth, two sides that are in the bottom 3, or bottom 4, I should say, at the moment. 22nd versus 24th. Port Vale have been better at home than they have been away from home. Plymouth, so away from all saying that, Port Vale had the worst home record in the league. I thought they'd do okay at home, just could be me going bonkers. Tough one to call this one. Both sides look absolutely dreadful at the moment. Port Vale did draw at home to Wickham at the weekend. They did play at the weekend. They've lost to Bolton 4-0 in there. Plymouth have lost 5 on the bounce. Port Vale's home form is absolutely dreadful. 7 wins for them, though, in the head-to-heads. 1 draw and 1 win for Plymouth Argyle. Last time they did play, Plymouth won this game in 2023 by 3-1. 2-0 away with Port Vale at Plymouth, though. Very difficult one to call this one. Plymouth can't win an away match, can they? Port Vale are just not good at home either. So I think I'm going to point to a draw in this one. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw between Port Vale and Plymouth in this one. Port Vale do love a good draw at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did win this due to Plymouth's horrid home form, away form, sorry. But yeah, backing a 1-1 draw between Port Vale and Plymouth in this one. Into the 3 o'clock as we go there, and it's the Battle of the W's, where Wimbledon take on Wigan at the Cherry Red Records Stadium. I have walked past this ground. It was quite small. I think it's got capacity of 9,300, similar to Kenilworth Road, I think, just up the road. 2-1 win for Wimbledon over Bromley in the Virtue Trophy. Recently, they did get spanked 5-0 at Peterborough. Isn't great. 1-1 draw for Wigan against Stockport. Did draw with Exeter. Did draw with Hemel Hempstead and drew with Mansfield. 4 1-1 draws on the trot for Ryan Lowe's men. They're taking up a Wimbledon side that have kind of slipped off a cliff a little bit. They've dropped outside the playoff places now. They're stuck on 25 points in 7th position at the moment. Head-to-head record looks like this. They have beaten Wimbledon last time they played in March 2022. Home win 1-0 for Wigan. And then Wigan did beat them in 2021 as well with a nice 2-0 away victory. 3 wins for Wigan, 2 draws, 1 win for Wimbledon. In the head-to-head record, I am going to back a really tight one to call. I'm just going to back Wimbledon in this one to get over the line by 2-1. I think they might win this and get over the line against a Wigan side that look really, really poor at the moment under Ryan Lowe, or just keep drawing under Ryan Lowe. But yeah, back in Wimbledon to get back to winning ways in this one by 2-1. Barnsley versus Luton then at Oakwell now. Luton did drop 2 big points at home to Rotherham at the weekend. Not great for them result-wise anyway. Barnsley did lose at home to Lincoln by 2-0. I think was that their last league match, or was that in the Virtue Trophy? It was in the Virtue Trophy. Nobody turned up. What a surprise. Last time they did play in the league, Barnsley, they did win against Doncaster, who can't buy a win at the moment. We'll move on to them shortly. Luton did beat Stockport before the international break, of course, by 3-0. A very good away win for Jack Wilshere's men in that one. Barnsley are quite good themselves. It's just their home record isn't exactly great. 2-1 home win for Luton last time they did play against Barnsley at Kenilworth Road, and then a 1-0 away win for Luton over Barnsley. Then 2 wins for Barnsley, 2 draws, 4 wins for Luton. This is a tough one to call, but I think I'm going to back the away side in this one. I'm going to back Luton to win this quite comfortably. Go for a nice 3-1 victory for Luton Town in this one over Barnsley. I just think Barnsley's home form is really, really worrying at the moment, and yeah, they need to get on top of that. But yeah, back in a Jack Wilshere Luton 3-1 win in this one, and them to win at Oakwell again. Bit of a zinger of a matchup, this one. Bolton take on Bradford at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium at Bolton, whose home form has been really, really good. They've also been very, very good away from home as well. Sit 4th in the league at the moment, just a point behind Bradford at the moment. Bradford probably come into this game as underdogs, so do expect them to do something. They are better as underdogs. Last they did play was in League 2, was a 1-1 draw, coincidentally, 2021. 1-0 win for Bolton over Bradford on the 27th of October 2020. 2 wins for Bolton, 4 draws, 1 win for Bradford. Rest have been in cups, I think. 4th, yeah, Bolton have been impeccable at home so far this season, top of the table with 20 points. Bradford, they've been weaker away than at home, I think, so far this season. That's not really going to bother them. Stephen Schumacher's finally got Bolton clicking and playing some decent football, and they're going to win this by 2-0 at home because they are impeccable. So yeah, back in Bolton Wanderers to win this by 2-0 over Bradford in this one, as yeah, Stephen Schumacher's side is really starting to click in League One now. Leyton Orient versus Blackpool. Now then, Leyton Orient getting a very much needed win at the weekend over Exeter City. Maybe they're starting to get their season back on track after the really, really poor start. Blackpool back-to-back losses against Tranmere in the Virtue Trophy and against Burton at the weekend. Has the new manager bounce finally failed on Ian Evatt? We'll have to wait and see this weekend. This will be a proper test. 2-1 away win for Leyton Orient last time they did play against Blackpool. And 3-0 to Leyton Orient when they played Blackpool. Last 3 wins for Leyton Orient, 1 draw and 2 wins for Blackpool. In the head-to-heads, it is currently 16th versus 21st in the league. 2 sides that aren't doing very well in the leagues, respectively, at the moment. Leyton Orient, how good have they been at home recently? Not well, they've been 10th actually. They are doing okay. I think it's their away form that's really let them down this season. Blackpool's away form is absolutely dreadful. The wheels are starting to fall off the Ian Evatt bus, I think. Well, maybe not. It's a new manager bounce, but I do expect the results to just filter out a little bit now. So yeah, back in a Leyton Orient home win in this one by 2-1. I think they will get over the line in this one against a poor Blackpool side that have had yeah, they're not great away from home, are they? They've only got 3 points away from home so far this season. So yeah, back in another Leyton Orient home win in this one. Maybe Richie Wellens getting his side back on track. This will be 3 losses in all competitions in a row for Blackpool. So yeah, 2-1 Leyton Orient in this. Mansfield versus Huddersfield now then in the Battle of the Fields, or whatever you want to call it. Mansfield did lose away in their last league match to Northampton by 2-1. Huddersfield did beat Plymouth in there by 3-1, I believe, and did not sack Tom Cleverley just yet. Yeah, difficult one to call this one, as Huddersfield probably will sack Lee Grant if they do lose this, despite beating Plymouth before the international break, but that's no big deal. Head-to-head records look like this: 2-1 home win for Huddersfield over Mansfield, and then a 2-1 away win for Huddersfield over Mansfield back at their place. 3 wins for Huddersfield, 0 draws and 0 wins for Mansfield in the head-to-head record. Mansfield are okay at home at the one call. I probably actually am good about the home side to win this. I am good about Mansfield by 2-1 to get over the line against Huddersfield Town in this one. I think Huddersfield are a little bit shaky at the moment, and this could be the end of Lee Grant. So, yeah, back in a Mansfield home win by 2-1 in this one. Northampton versus Cardiff. Now then, Northampton getting 2 solid home wins recently. 2-1 over Mansfield, 2-1 over Shrewsbury in the Virtue Trophy. Who cares about that one? Cardiff did beat Arsenal's under-21s in the Virtue Cup as well. Cardiff have lost back-to-back games away at Peterborough and away at Blackpool. They've actually lost 3 in a row in the league as well, losing away at Bolton as well. The wheels may be starting to fall off Brian Barry Murphy's bus, maybe. Down to 5th in the league now. Disappointing for them. Last time they did play a head-to-head was both in the EFL Cup. 2-1 for Northampton, 3-0 for Northampton. This is not Cardiff's happy hunting ground, really. They have lost here twice, but they was in the Cup respecting to them. 15th Northampton sit at the moment, 5th sit Cardiff. Yeah, table doesn't look great on home form for Northampton. Sit down in 15th. Cardiff's away form is up in 6th. I think Cardiff will get back to winning ways in this one, if I'm honest. I'm going to back Cardiff City to win this. They have to win the league at some point, despite the 3 losses in the row in the league. So yeah, 2-1 away with for Cardiff for me in this one, and them to beat Northampton quite convincingly in this one, or just get over the line and get the job done and get the 3 points, and that's all you need to get at Sixfields, as it is a really tricky place to go. So yeah, 2-1 Cardiff in this one. Reading versus Rotherham now in an absolute League One classic. Not. Reading did beat Stevenage last time out in the league the Thursday night. It's almost 2 weeks ago since Reading last played a game. Rotherham did draw away at Luton. Decent point for them. I think they came for the point at Kenilworth Road and deservedly got it due to their good defence, I guess. That low block really working against Luton. Reading aren't exactly high scorers in the league at the moment. Liam Richardson is their manager, though. Not really done a lot since he's come in, apart from win that game against Stevenage. They do sit outside the drop zone by 3 points in 18th spot. Rotherham's in 11th spot under Matt Hamshaw at the moment. Reading's home form has been better than their away form, I suppose, if you want to look at it like that. Rotherham, will they come for another draw? I'm not so sure. Reading need to get over the line. They beat Stevenage by 1-0 last time out. Can they do the same against a Rotherham side? They're doing okay now under Matt Hamshaw, starting to climb the table and up to 11th in the table. Head-to-heads look like this. 2-1 home win for Reading last season. 2-1 home win for Rotherham back at their place as well. 8 wins for Reading, 3 draws and 3 wins for Rotherham. I'm going to back Reading in this one. Actually, no, I'm not going to back Reading. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw in this one. I think it'd be quite a cagey affair, this one. Both sides probably won't want to lose. And yeah, back in a 1-1 draw between Reading and Rotherham in this one. Stevenage versus Doncaster now then at the Lamex in Stevenage, of course. Doncaster just need a win. They lost again at the weekend. They haven't won in 2 months now, over 2 months, since the 6th of September, where I think they got a win over Bradford. Correct me if I am wrong on that one. So yeah, they sit 3 points above the drop zone. They're not doing great. They probably could enter the drop zone if they lose this weekend, and other teams like Exeter and Blackpool win around them. Head-to-heads against Stevenage. 1-0 home win for Stevenage last time out in 2023 was in League 2, and then it was in 2022 a 1-0 away win for Stevenage. This fixture has been a 1-0 home win or 1-0 win for either team on the last 3 occasions. It did have a 4-3 classic in 2016. 3 wins for Doncaster, 1 draw, 3 wins for Stevenage respectively in the head-to-heads. Doncaster's away form, we know, is probably honking, although they do sit 14th with 7 points. That's not amazing. But Stevenage are very good at home, defensively very good. I think this will be another really tricky game for Doncaster to get 3 points in, and that's why I'm backing Stevenage to win this by 1-0. I think Alex Ravel's boys, very well drilled at the back, know what to do. If they score, they'll defend. And yeah, I'm backing Stevenage to win this, and it's going to be another loss for Grant McCann's Doncaster in this one. So yeah, backing Stevenage to win by 1-0. Now to the final game that we are predicting for Game Week 17, and that is Wycombe taking on Lincoln City in this one. Wycombe have been on a bit of a run under Michael Duff since he has been appointed and Mike Dodds has been sacked. Of course, up to 14th in the table after they were flirting around with relegation. Michael Duff has done a great job to get them up the table a little bit. Lincoln, same goes really. Second place. I know they haven't changed manager, but under Michael Scabella, they are a proper side. Second at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if they got playoffs this year. Look really, really good. Again, do Lincoln City this season. 3-2 away win for Wycombe. Last time they did play Lincoln. 1-0 home win for Wycombe over Lincoln on the 29th of March. 5 wins for Wycombe, 6 draws, 2 wins for Lincoln. Last time out, 0-0 draw, probably a disappointing result for Michael Duff's men away at Port Vale. Last time out, Lincoln did beat Doncaster, who just are on an absolute downward trajectory by losing every game at the moment. Tough one to call this. I think Wycombe could get an atmosphere going at Adams Park and could definitely get this place rocking. I think this is going to be a great game. I'm actually going to back a goal first. I'm going to back a 2-2 draw, back a Desmond in this one between Wycombe and Lincoln. So, yeah, Wycombe's home form, I guess, is okay at the moment under Michael Duff. It's starting to repair after the early season's woes, of course. So, yeah, back a 2-2 draw between Wycombe and Lincoln. Two decent sides in this one. So, yeah, 2-2. Thank you very much for watching my Game Week 17 League 1 predictions. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Do all of that good stuff, and I'll speak to you all on the next one, which will be Championship predictions and then Premier League as we round off the week. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll speak to you all on the next one.